Today I'm going to repair this rack ear, which has been bent by a careless shipper. First we'll remove the rack ear. I'm going to be using this vise. The vise doesn't have to be that large, but this is the vise I've got, that's the vise I'll use. I have these two pieces of cardboard which I will be using to protect the rack ear from getting scratched. And I will be bending this. Like so. As you can see, the knurling inside the vise could leave some indentation and ruin the paintwork. That's why we need that cardboard. I have the rack here in hot water to make it softer so I can shape it. Taking the rack here out, placing it in the vise and closing the vise. Opening the vise. We still have a little bit of a bend, and that's because the metal, when you bend it, you have to sort of overshoot it a little bit because it's going to return to where it was. Not all the way, of course, but just a little bit. So I have to over bend it a little bit so that when it returns it'll be flat. So this is where it sits on the cardboard in the vise. So I'm going to shape the cardboard. I'm going to cut it through here. And now I'm going to cut it here and here to bend it up. Gonna make it more narrow here to make the bending easier. Gonna have this like that. See the curve? And we place it into the vise like that to overbend these sides just a little bit so that it will, when it returns a little bit, it's gonna be flat. Getting out of the hot water again. Placing it on the prepared cardboard. Putting it into the vise. And closing the vise. Opening the vise. It's looking better. Still a little bit right here. Okay, I've shaped the cardboard like that to elevate the corners, and on the opposite side with that to push the center into the gap to overshoot, so it should be perfectly flat. So it goes like that. Maybe a little bit too much. Let's just put it perfectly flat. Give it one more hard squeeze. the angle is still off. That still needs fixing. I don't know if you can see that, but that's not 90 degrees. That's bent up too much, so it needs to go back a little. In order to get this angle to be 90 degrees, I need to open it up a little bit. I'm going to try putting it in a vise with these two pieces of wood in there and pressing this and this corner together, and that'll hopefully squeeze the wood into the angle and open it up. And because there are two pieces of wood, that one might slide over a bit to overshoot a little. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, this seems to be working. Let's check if it's enough. It's looking about as straight as it gets. And the angle 90 degrees. Let's put it back on the rack. The rack here is back on, and we have quite a pleasing result.